Hey guys, how's it going? It's Riley, and welcome back to my channel. It's my partner TJ, and we're here at 11 o'clock at night because Thomas decided that was a great time to post the new episode of the Sander Sides. However, it is not the regular full episode of the Sander Sides. They're starting a new thing called the Sanders Asides, which are like little stories that kind of veer off a little bit, but they're still canon, but they're not part of the main storyline that's being told. So this isn't the episode that's going to be kind of attached to SBS. But yeah, so here we are going to watch it. I've already seen the thumbnail because I had no idea that it was going to be posted. But it's called Healthy Distractions, and it has Virgil on the thumbnail with Elsa and like, I don't know, it's Frozen. I don't know why it's Frozen, but it's Frozen. It says rewatching Frozen on it. So yeah, I guess let's get started. And there's an ad, and Thomas is dressed in a really weird outfit for some reason, but we'll find out why. And I did it again. I covered the ability to turn up the TV with the stand of my phone. And if you hear noises in the background, we have 3 cats and a dog. We have 3 cats and a dog. Anyway, let's do it.
I suppose I could watch the Goldbergs. Right! Yes!
No, it's Raid Shadow Legends! Everybody has that, Raid Shadow Legends.
RPG game! I be a real floozy for role-playing games. And Raid's an RPG that'll make your knees weak. But don't trust an old Viking like me, Thomas Sanders, who has personal experience playing this game. Trust the 15 million downloads Raid has accumulated in the last 6 months! You may be asking yourself, why are you talking like a pirate if you're a Viking? Pirates didn't really talk like this. Re-examine your cultural biases. Speaking of culture, in Raid there be over 400 champions you can collect and customize. You can assemble a team from over 16 ab-crunching factions. Discover 13 pick-flexing locations.
Only
and
Thomas,
do what the title
good.
promises. Raid with friends in a clan. The best part? I didn't have to ransack a village to get it. It's already free! Every week, he who be worthy can win prizes by fighting in the arena, traversing treacherous dungeons, or leveling up your heroes. What the hell is that accent? The game is also continuing to grow with plans for updates on the game for over 6 months. Wait. That's the length of time it takes for Raid to get 15 million downloads! Does it have replay value? You bet your shiny metal axe! Go to the video description, click on the special links, and if you're a new player, you will get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and a free champion, Executioner, who, rumor has it, is pretty damn good at executing. It will all be waiting for you here. I gave up my life as a Viking long ago when I became a social media personality.
In before
but
Tumblr
finally,
explodes.
thanks to Raid, I feel like a man again. Masculinity is a prison. Why do I pay for a membership if I still gotta watch the ads? I'm switching streaming platforms.
I mean, that's true. So, when do we get a new intro that has the Sing Remus in it? Are they ever going to be added to the intros? Oh, they put an A there. Hi,
I don't know, guys. Unless our problem is a hungry alligator. A remote possibility for a Florida-dwelling man who never leaves his house. I don't think running away is a good way to solve anything.
I can't handle
Tell
this.
that to you from 20 minutes ago. Roman, be nice. Oh, is that not nice? I didn't mean to. I agree with your new opinion, Virgil, and the movie we're about to watch is going to demonstrate just how bad running and hiding can be. That is, if the film you submitted received the most votes. I have a feeling it did. Now, I may not have voted for Frozen, Roman, but I'm still rooting for your happiness. Oh my goodness, 100% of the votes went to Frozen! Yay! A landslide victory! Go Roman! Falsehood, I did not vote for Frozen. You don't get a vote because you didn't wear a onesie. I don't wear those anymore, they're too childish. No onesie, no vote? Similarly, I'm skeptical about whether Thomas has anything to gain from a children's picture that he's already seen. Too childish? Nothing to gain. Thomas is in a bad place, Logan. What would you have him watch? There Will Be Blood? A bad place? Thomas is at home. And home is where the heart is. How can Thomas feel BAD with his inner DAD? I can think of a few ways. What I've been trying to get at
God.
do you really think a distraction is the most helpful thing right now? Hey, Thomas, I didn't know you were in this movie. Roman, stop. Some psychologists might be more inclined to call a distraction in this context refocusing or redirecting. In a situation like this one, in which there presently does not seem to be an action that Thomas can take to address his feelings without exacerbating the problem, temporarily redirecting his attention to something good or neutral can be beneficial. Ah, and who among us could forget the absolute bop that is this weird ice cutting song?
I don't know, Roman. I think this song is pretty cool.
Oh, look out.
What? I'm just saying it's a chilled out groove.
Oh, I might need you to leave if you don't stop. And from this point on, no more Nordic-inspired numbers.
The sooner we confront the problem, the sooner we can leave this mess behind us.
Like these ice cutters are just frickin' leaving this child behind them? Whose kid is he? Why does no one notice they're leaving him?
I
Not
feel like that's not
necessarily,
Roman, that's
Virgil.
just
Some
Thomas.
things need time. Like evolution.
Okay, but how does watching a movie help?
Externalization. It's a key feature for many types of distraction. Externalization means giving one's attention to a sensation outside of one's own body. It's helpful because it can be much easier to give your focus to something than it is to actively take your focus away from something. Right. Hence Frozen. Thomas is going to be seeing Frozen 2 for the first time tomorrow, and I think he should focus on that. He just needs something to look forward to.
Hi, I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs. I love you, Olaf.
I also love you, Olaf.
Yeah.
Cuties, I'm gonna keep you.
Ah, you're joking, right? No, you're mine now.
The heart is not so changed,
No, it isn't.
but the head can be persuaded.
Can it, though?
You must learn to control it. Fear will be your enemy.
So you're saying lock her away forever because she's dangerous? Nah, nope. See what you did there? You're making her fear her powers. I just warned you about that.
I've started talking to the pictures on the walls. Hang in there, Joan.
Joe!
Watching the hours tick by.
That was great. I'm sorry, that was funny.
She better stop with that TikTok sound. It's making me way too aware of the passage of time.
Do you have to go?
Fine.
But you two won't, am I right? They're gonna die at sea. I sleep in the boat.
Did I screw everything up?
No, I threw out your vote so you couldn't do that.
No, I mean, are we making the right decision here?
Okay, I hear you. Frozen is one of the newer Disney movies. I miss the hand-drawn animation as much as the next side, but this movie was an instant classic when
No, should Thomas be staying home right now?
Well, Virgil, Thomas made his decision, and I think we should all just try to settle into it.
How are you telling me to settle into something right now when you've taken your sweet time to settle into things that you were uncomfortable with in the past?
I just think we should all just
Whoa.
try to
Oh my god.
relax.
You do realize who you're talking to, right?
Virgil, how many times has our response to a difficult decision been half committing to one option and subsequently panicking about whether that option is our best option until it's too late for Thomas to change his mind?
Are you actually asking me that question? I'm genuinely asking because I can't tell. Do you want me to? I can count them out.
No.
7,430.
No.
You're just so literal. I don't.
No, Patton's right. We need to try to be resolute. The decision has been made.
For years I've roamed these empty halls. Why have a ballroom with no balls?
Nope. I'm an adult. That's not funny.
You have a Remus, honey. It is funny.
Wait, Hans is tricking Anna into believing that he's in love with her, but she's not around, so why did he make that face? Yeah, you're right. The only explanation for it is that this is his evil plotting face.
I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. And maybe it's the party talking or the chocolate fondue.
Oh man, yeah, I'm like so f***ed up on chocolate fondue. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I've never known before. Love is an open door.
Is something wrong, Patton?
I just realized Anna falls in love so fast because most people have shut her out her whole life.
Oof. And then the first person to give her attention since she lost her parents is actually just taking advantage of her.
There's no way she's coming out of this situation without trust issues.
True though.
Sun glows white on the mountain tonight. not a footprint to be seen.
Except for the footprints behind you. Hey, yeah.
What if this just makes things worse? Don't let them in, don't let them see.
So, what's happening now with her? Is she...
What if he thinks we're avoiding him? And that just makes him more mad at Thomas. He'll probably figure that Thomas isn't showing face because of him. He might have been an idiot back in the day, but he's not anymore.
She really shouldn't let go of any more of her clothing, that's for sure. She's gonna freeze to death.
If he does think that way, and if he does get more angry, well then, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Or maybe we should try to cross the bridge while it's still sturdy, instead of trying to cross a crumbling bridge later.
What about a bridge?
If the bridge is crumbling later, then it's because the violent storm that's out right now damaged the bridge. We shouldn't try to cross the bridge until the storm blows over. We need to make like Elsa and let it go. Lie low in our kingdom of isolation. Come on, Patton, don't go for the low-hanging fruit.
There's a storm out tonight? If so, an outdoor social gathering seems ill-advised. It's for the best that you stayed home. Do you think this ice castle has a lavatory?
Ice toilet!
Or a bed?
Ice bed!
This place sounds awful.
Control your reindeer.
This thing with the reindeer
That's a little outside of nature's law.
This thing with the reindeer. Outside of nature's laws?
He definitely f***s the reindeer.
I love that Remus is here.
There was
That's so
someone
great.
out there who loved you.
If only there was someone out there who loved you. You meddled with the vote to ensure that we would watch this, and yet you're the one constantly making fun of it. Look, this is how I show my love. Something that's always bothered me with this movie is that an act of true love will save Anna's life. And we learn that that true love doesn't have to be romantic love. So why doesn't Olaf, nearly sacrificing his life to comfort Anna because he cares more about her than himself, count as an act of true love? He even says some people are worth melting for. Like, bruh.
Just take care of my sister.
Oh, JJ, you've already done a good job of that yourself, Elsa.
I bet he's talking about you right now.
Thomas talked about him to other people.
We're all gossipy bitches sometimes.
No, there's nothing wrong with talking. Sometimes you just need to air things out or get a second opinion.
But what if he's telling the story wrong and misrepresenting Thomas to everybody at the party? Everyone likes him. He could turn everyone against Thomas by painting him as some unsympathetic, judgmental jerk.
If Thomas's friends immediately and uncritically accept the first negative thing they're told about Thomas as a fact without first pursuing his perspective on what happened, then I'm doubtful that those friendships would have lasted under any circumstances. Also, if our
very
combative
true.
compatriot were to slanderously misrepresent Thomas to that extent, then maybe that's not a friendship Thomas should try to hold on to.
Maybe not.
Ooh, relevance. Very
you lied
relevant,
on
actually.
purpose. But you only see things from your perspective. And your perspective is your eyeballs looking out, away from you. And that makes it a lot harder to see your own flaws, or where you went wrong, or... Oh, sweet Frank Iero.
What is it now?
Maybe you were in the wrong. Maybe you were an unsympathetic, judgmental jerk. Just think about it.
Like I have a choice.
When Rico brought up that he used to not support gay rights, maybe you shouldn't have immediately started angrily interrogating him because he used the past tense and he trusted you enough to share a history that he wasn't proud of with you. And sure, maybe he wouldn't have gotten around to some of the stuff you wanted to know about on his own, but things might have gone smoother if you just calmly asked later. And even though you had a right to feel angry, maybe you shouldn't have taken your anger out on him because he's right. He is a different person now. And attacking a person for opinions they don't have doesn't really do anybody any good. And even though he was being kind of snobby when he told you that your behavior is unacceptable, he still shouldn't have fired back, oh yeah, like me kissing a man is unacceptable, because again, he doesn't feel that way anymore. And he's always been supportive and comfortable around you and your boyfriends, and now maybe we ruined a good friendship because we couldn't see past his past and we put the final nail in the coffin by skipping out of the party.
Thomas, Virgil, please do me a favor and name 5 things that you can see. Staircase.
Impending doom.
Olaf.
A future without friends.
Lamp.
Blinds.
Pants. Now, 4 things that you can feel. Pants.
A bad feeling.
Couch.
Wall.
Hair. 3 things that you can hear.
Frozen heart.
Olaf.
The fan.
The ice machine, for some reason.
2 things that you can smell.
Clean shirt.
The deodorant Thomas put on because he was gonna go out tonight.
Whoa.
And one thing that you can taste. A sour taste in my mouth, probably left over from those reheated Thai noodle leftovers. Your mind has been figuratively traveling through time and space, from unpleasant memories to worst-case scenarios, both of which take place elsewhere. That cognitive commutation can be harmful because there's often not much that you can do in the here and now to resolve the issue. What I just had you do a moment ago was an exercise to remind you that you are here now, in your apartment, not somewhere else, dealing with something else. You are safe. All right. Thank you, Logan. No problem. Just you're a cool teacher being his cool self.
Yes, you are, buddy boy. Oh, the face. That face.
Things will be all right. Even though Rico's views weren't all right, they are now. And sure, this complicates my feelings about him, but, you know, I'll adjust. Just like he had to. Well, kind of. But still, if anyone can understand that sometimes people need time to come around, it's him. He's all right by me. Things will be all right between us. Because we're still friends. At least as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, just take it from Frozen's most inspirational song, Fixer-Upper. People make bad choices when they're mad or scared or stressed. Throw a little love their way, and you'll bring out their best. Thank you, Roman. That's
No.
barely applicable.
Still good, though.
Elsa, we the villagers have thought it over, and with no discussion whatsoever, we've decided we're not scared anymore, and ice magic is actually cool as hell.
So, Elsa's power set includes freezing water, freezing objects, creating ice and snow from nothing, instantly creating anything she can imagine out of ice, poison ice blast that slowly kill you, giving life to snow and or ice, erasing fabric from existence, creating fabric from ice, I guess, melting snow and ice, telekinetic manipulation of frozen water, creating an eternal winter, creating an eternal mini winter snow cloud that can follow a subject around wherever they go, and reviving dead flora.
Yeah, all checks out.
With Elsa seemingly unstoppable ice powers, I'd imagine Arendelle becomes a global superpower. No military force at that time could ever stand a chance against her never-ending army of ice golems.
Oh, I get it. You shouldn't trust an open door. True love is a closed door that eventually is opened up to you.
I can assure you that no one was thinking that when they made this movie, Patton.
It's too bad we didn't go to that party. What if your soulmate was there? And now you're never gonna get another chance to meet him.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Okay. Watching a film is clearly too passive of an exercise to allay Thomas's troubled thoughts. I think we need a more active distraction that Thomas can really think about and focus on.
Should we vote on what we're gonna do next?
Is it the seat hat? No. It is the seat hat.
Don't touch my shit.
Well, I was gonna rig the vote anyway. So, I can just let you all know that we're gonna rewrite Frozen 1.
Oh, are we going to amend the inconsistencies in the internal logic of the original film?
No. Yes. I don't know what you're asking. We're gonna make it better.
But I thought you said it was an instant classic.
Instant classic doesn't mean flawless flick.
Yeah, it's true. Those two phrases are not synonymous.
Here's my take. Olaf fully melts by the fire while accompanying a dying Anna, which does qualify as an act of true love. Then, Anna must rescue Elsa from Hans, who gets a proper Disney villain song, maybe a reprise of Love is an Open Door called, I'm spitballing here, Love is an Open Wound. Then, once Hans is defeated and the sisters are reunited, we learn that Olaf had so much love for Anna because he was Elsa's creation. In other words, Olaf was imbued with Elsa's sisterly love for Anna.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Not my kind of fan fiction. I'm going to bed in the bath.
Oh, and then since Elsa can create life, she can resurrect Olaf from the bottom.
But would bringing Olaf back lessen the weight and impact of his sacrifice? Maybe
Thomas is gonna write it. He's
has
gonna type
already
it down.
evaporated by the time they make it back to him.
I see your point, Virgil, but how about this? Nobody dies, especially not cute little snowmen.
He's usually not cute little
What is up, everybody? Do you like the holiday season? Do you like Sandicides?
You like the idea of no Sandicides sweater?
You just do it. Do you like the idea of new Sandicides holiday sweaters?
Yeah,
including
Thomas,
dark side sweaters?
you're a little
Good, 'cause
late.
That's what you're getting.
Because this happened earlier and I bought them all.
And also
Because I have no
sweaters to
self-control.
go with
I also
it.
bought those.
You can get them all or
I bought
some or
everything.
none at shopthomassanders.com. Did you like this video? We were attempting to make a slightly simpler Sanderside series that wasn't
Slightly,
directly
I love
tied
that.
to the main narrative.
Slightly.
So that we can
Still 19
hopefully
minutes,
give you
Thomas.
Sanderside's content more frequently. Hopefully. We'll see. You like it, though? You want to see more of it? Please comment down below.
Yes. Yes.
Also, if you
This
want to
is
share
great.
some other distraction techniques that you use whenever you need it, that would be amazing. That is it. And until next time, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out. All right. That was great. Good.
Yes!
I'm sorry I ever said those things about you.
Yes! I knew it was coming back.
Yay!
I didn't know it was a VDN card, but I knew it was coming
You
back.
had a car! Yay!
Oh my god.
That was the best part of the whole video.
That's
Just saying it.
hilarious. I'm sorry I said those things about you.
Oh my god, that was so good. Okay,
Logan, you're such a dork.
So, yes to these coming back with like smaller things. Yes to all 6 sides being in one episode. I know Deceit didn't like see his, you didn't see his face, but like he was there and he said things and I laughed. And I didn't hear what the fuck he said because I was laughing too
I'm
hard.
pretty sure he said keep your hands off my shit.
I think I was just like, the second he started shaking, I thought it was Deceit's hat at the beginning. I didn't say anything, but I thought it was his hat because it was black, but you really couldn't see it. They purposely held it down lower. And then when he shook it real big, I was like, that's Deceit's. Oh shit! Other thing is though, I have to know who was wearing Deceit's outfit there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was. The thing is like Joan and Thomas aren't the same size.
No.
So it wasn't Joan. I'm trying to think of who's the same. Maybe Adri?
Maybe,
because Adri and Thomas are about the same height, I think. I think Adri's a little shorter. I think Talon's too small.
Yeah.
Camden's too tall.
I think they're too small on the body. For
Yeah, Camden's too tall. So it's either Joan or Adri. Because Quill is taller and a little bit stoutier than Thomas, so that wouldn't have worked. I don't know. Either way, that was great.
That was awesome. They did a let's watch.
I'm just saying, Remus was the best part. I'm just saying that's the best way to have him though. Being intrusive thoughts, that's what happens. Like anytime you're watching something that has adult jokes in it, your brain automatically jumps to that thing where it's just like that was a sex joke. Haha. She said balls. Like obviously anybody with, who likes sex jokes or thinks sex jokes are funny or is immature or is under the age of 45, is gonna laugh at that. They're just gonna laugh at it. And I think it's really funny to point out that Remus isn't all about what he was like in the last episode. Yeah. Thomas has always had Remus around because he's always had intrusive thoughts, but now he has a source for them. He's able to be like, okay, that's Remus. He's just there. I also like how Remus was naked.
Yeah.
Why was he naked?
Because he sleeps in the buff.
He's in the buff. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
I love the onesie. I love that Roman was in a Beast onesie. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And of course Patton was wearing his cat onesie from Logan. And oh yeah, that was Virgil I picked up, by the way, my cat. The reason I picked him up is because he kept eating Dot's food, and because Dot stays in my room, the kittens don't, and yeah, he was eating all her food, so I'm going to get Dot some more food because he ate it all. He's a big boy.
Yeah, big boy's back.
I'm talking about you. Come here.
Nope.
No, he ran away.
He ran away.
I tried to grab him and he ran away. But anyway. So yeah. Gosh, that was just really good. I love it when they're all there. And it was even Thomas too. Like I thought that was really cool. It's just like they're all chilling, kinda like I love the way that they're able to edit now. And it's really neat to have all of our boys in one place. I think it's actually really cool. And as much as I love that ending with Logan wearing the onesie there, it also makes my angst brain go, because like obviously he really does love his onesie, but he's afraid to show that sign of weakness to the others. He's afraid to be honest with himself around the others. That's not good. And I hope it's something that they that they touch on when it comes to his arc at some, whenever we do get that.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm just trying to. I was trying to figure out what was Virgil's onesie. Was that? It almost looked like the skeleton kid from A Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't. Or unless it was just Jack Skellington.
I don't think it was though. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It could have been. We'd have to look at it.
It looked like a Jack Skellington one, but I also thought maybe it was the kid. But I think the kids, like the three little bad kids.
Yeah,
I think his mask is green, not white, or like a I don't know. It's kind of like a crappy looking aqua teal green. I don't. My only knowledge of that movie, because I haven't seen it since I was a kid, is this Kingdom Hearts. Because I recently replayed it, but that's literally like the only reason why. Oh man, but that was good. And if we get more of these more often, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, at the end when Thomas was talking about the sweaters and scarves, that's not a joke. You can look right here; it's not a joke. I did the thing, and I'm an adult. I have a credit card, and I'll do what I want. That's just it. Like, I won't even lie. But yeah, and you got.
I got 4 sweaters.
Yeah.
I originally got 3. I went back for 1 more.
Yeah. So yeah, they're crazy, but not as crazy as me.
Not as crazy as no.
I am insane. But that's okay.
You know what? It's do it once a year, and it's a special thing.
Yeah, and then the thing is like I don't buy everything Thomas makes. Like I didn't buy any of the new t-shirts that came out because I knew the sweaters were coming. That may change if they get back the new flower shirt, the one that has all the different rainbow color shirts. I'll put it on screen so you know which one I'm talking about. But like that one I really want, but it's out of stock. So hopefully that's one they bring back. I like all the other shirts though. I do like them. My favorite of the new designs is Roman's. I really, really like Roman's. But all of them are really cute. And big shout out to Bree Grace, fan artist who became a worker with Thomas. She's the one that designed all the sweaters, and they are awesome. So be sure to support her and Thomas and the rest of the crew. Like the website they gave you, shopthomassanders.com. The merch is awesome. It's really high quality. And the new company they have now selling the merch, the shipping is a lot better. Yeah. They don't charge you individually for each item. And Thomas was able to have a bundle on the sweaters this time. A bundle did not exist for the last 2 sweater sets that came out. They had to buy them all individually and to pay shipping on each individual one. So this is a lot cheaper now than it used to be. I don't know what's up with the UK store though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the European store is working right now. So unfortunately for those of you that aren't in the States, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to get the holiday merch. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't fixed before they released the new merch. But anyway, regardless, this episode was great. It's nice to have a short episode with a little bit of canon angst with a moral lesson. And I feel like that is important too, like the moral lesson. We didn't really mention anything about it, but like the idea of like, because Virgil kind of rants, and for me with my ADHD, sometimes it's hard for me to follow along rants like that. I can rant like that, but I can't listen to people rant like that. It gets really difficult for me to follow what's being said. But pretty much, obviously, it looks like Thomas got into a disagreement with a friend about gay rights and about gay marriage. And I can definitely sympathize with that. Because I'm 29 years old, and for 27 years of my life, because I consider myself gay even before I actually knew I was gay, because I was going to be gay no matter what, I pretended to be straight. Like, I supported gay rights and I supported gay marriage before I came out because obviously I am gay, but I was straight. And it was really difficult to listen to people talk about what was and wasn't allowed for gays, because it kind of panned over to me too. It was kind of like they're talking about me. And I can understand snapping at somebody because of their opinion on the fact that, someone's changed, but in the past they had this old thing, and I could imagine I would probably do the same thing as Thomas. I shouldn't do that. But the moral is good. The moral is good to know that people change, that cancel culture is not a thing that should exist. Because people change, they learn over time, and if we don't allow people to
grow.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't allow people to grow and learn, then what's the point? What's the point of you know, the idea of acceptance is important, but some people have to learn it because racism and homophobia are very deep rooted in white culture, unfortunately. Like, every white person is racist because it's inbred in who you are. And I'm technically not white. I appear white, but I'm actually Hispanic. And even growing up, I had inward racism because of just like how I was raised. It wasn't that my parents did anything bad or anything, but they didn't teach me either. And I had to teach myself. And, you know I will never know what it was like for CJ growing up, or anybody that's, you know, a person of color. I will never know what that's like because appearing white as I do, I never really had any issues. No one ever really did anything. Yeah, they made fun of my last name because it is Hispanic, but I appear white. So I had a lot of advantages. And the same thing goes for, you know, the problem in the episode, you know, gays and stuff. Like, you know, everybody appears straight unless they're with their partner. And people will assume you are straight unless you are with your significant other. And it's difficult whenever you're out, and both out figuratively and literally, and you have to watch judging eyes the entire time you're out. It sucks. I'm getting way too deep for this, but the point is that this is a very important thing to talk about, both from the perspective of learning about how to deal with friends who may have been very different in the past versus how you treat them now that they have changed and they have learned. Do not judge somebody for their past if they're changing their present. There's no reason, not saying you can completely forgive it, depending on what the situation is, of course, but allow people to grow, allow people to change, because if you don't, what's the point of them changing at all? Like, let them grow, you know? But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time, which might be sooner than we think with these new Sanders asides. Ba-dum-tish. You know, Roman gets a gold star if he came up with that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Though I get the feeling it was Joan.
I mean, it was Roman.
Joan comes up with everything. Joan is the reason we have crofters.
Yeah.
Joan came up with the line, the only jelly I would put in my belly. Joan's they're a miracle worker, I think. But alright, guys, have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hi, Virgil. Is it bath time? Is it bath time, little boy? You shouldn't eat Dot's food. That's mean. Mean baby.